Hey there, scholars. You are going to be creating a food chain. So this is in your packet pickup. It's actually folded. One side says wetlands, food web, and the other side just says food chain. So with the food chain, you will be using the magazine pictures. It says down here, be sure to label producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, decomposer, and label your consumer as herbivore, carnivore, or omnivore. Okay, so we are on the food chain side. So you're going to need some markers and crayons, glue stick, and scissors. So remember, the food chain has a flow of energy from the sun. There is also 2 green sheets of paper in your packet pickup. Mine is a lighter green, but you will be needing these for this project and the back. So please don't trash anything after today. So first thing, obviously, in a food chain is the sun. Hopefully you've been learning and seeing that the plants cannot grow without the sun, based on like that lab that we did where we saw that the plants weren't growing that well, the ones that were indoor. So definitely going to draw the sun and all of that. Okay, then you're going to make sure you use these. Now, because of time, so I went ahead and cut a few. You will be using the rest for your food web project. And I purposely printed it to where it can go in either direction, depending on like if you start your food chain on this side or on this side. So what you're going to do is obviously plants get their energy from the sun. So I'm going to glue down right here, flow of energy, and show my producer. Now, your food chain has to make sense. It can't be super random, like, oh, moose eat seaweed, or like the ecosystems have to make sense. So obviously, I'm going to find a picture of a tree or some kind of plant as my first picture. So this is perfect. This is perfect. I found a picture of a butterfly on a flower. And so I'm going to actually use both for one part of the food chain, for the first 2 parts of my food chain. So I'm going to cut, actually, I ended up making a slight change. So I have here a picture of flowers. Okay, and then butterflies drink nectar from the flowers, so that will be the next thing in my food chain. Notice I'm doing a very neat cutting. So I will show that here. I'll have my butterfly up here like that. You can also cut everything out and then plan. I guess that's what I should have done. Now I have here a picture of a bird, because birds eat butterflies. So birds are getting their energy from the butterfly. So your arrows should be pointing in the direction of the consumer eating the other thing. So right here, so far, this is what I have. The plants get energy from the sun. The butterfly gets energy from the plant. The bird gets energy from the butterfly. So energy starting here and flowing through in this food chain. Now I'm going to, now see this flow of energy isn't going to work. So that's when you use the other side of your paper and you cut out the arrow going in the other direction. Remember to keep these arrows for your project on the opposite side. Okay. So right here, Okay, so hawks will eat smaller birds. I had to look that up on Google. I actually typed in what eats birds. And so that's where hawks come in. Okay, I did not do a good job planning this. You know, the way this is going, and then I'm going to just show that the last part of this is a decomposer, which will break down any dead animal matter, whatever. Or you can put a scavenger, actually. Yes, we're going to put a scavenger here. Okay, so next thing you're going to do is then you're going to label everything. So this is the sun. Then here is my producer. You have to label. This is my primary consumer. Primary means first. It's my primary consumer. Then the consumer that eats the consumer is called a secondary consumer. I know I don't have it down as a requirement, but then your third consumer is called tertiary consumer. And then we have our decomposer. And technically the decomposer could be anywhere, but you know, they're also getting energy from anything of these as well. So next thing is make sure you label your consumers as what kind of animals they are. So this is a herbivore, does not eat meat. This is a carnivore, but birds also eat seeds and other things. So I'm actually going to call it an omnivore. And then for sure, a hawk is a carnivore. So this is your food chain. You're going to take a picture and upload it into Canvas.